If there is, show me the picture that look as attractive as that hospital. And I paid 75% for the equipment, state of the art. And as I left 3 days after commissioning, you carry padlock, you lock the hospital. The remaining 25% you will not pay. And as we speak, a hospital built with Edo taxpayers' money is now being managed by a general consultant who is not from Edo State. Yes, we know that some of the best doctors in the world in Nigeria, they are from Edo State. Those running the best hospitals in Abuja, they are from Edo State. So there is no Edo man who can run a hospital built by Edo people with Edo money for Edo people. And when you talk about this, some people say, Godfather, do you have to be a devil's son? Do you have to be a devil's son to shut down a facility that is meant to deliver healthcare services to the ordinary man? I passed through that place the last time I was here. Everywhere was dark. A hospital is a 24-hour facility. And we have 2-3 standby generators and solar power, so that 24/7 there must be light in that place. Those facilities were put there. I hear some of the generators have been taken away. We sat down. We said, in history, Benin was the most well-planned city anywhere in the world. That is what the Kodoki people told us. If you read the history, when they came to Benin, they first saw street light with native We decided every road we are going to build must be standard. I do not agree that we are third world, and therefore our facilities must be third world. Principles. Any road will be built must have drainage on both sides, and the drainage must be covered by way of a sidewalks, walkways, and we must put street lights. So that, for 2 reasons, the night economy can return. A couple of times I walk around the street, I see beer parlors, I see eateries. People don't have light in their homes, they come to the roadside, and life was bubbling. We power these lights with generators because we know NEPA is not reliable. So that if there is no light in your house, you walk around the street, you will see light. Somebody who was part of this vision decided not only to stop the street light, but even to remove the generator. Today, the last time I was here, I only saw, I think, a part of Sapele Road that has some light. The rest of Benin is in the dark. Now, the street light poles that were meant to bring light is now being shamelessly used for posters to promote a tenancy that is dead. It's not possible. Those street lights and poles, we are meant to bring light at night. They were not meant for just decoration, for political posters. We decided, the day I visited New Era College. Some of you may remember the young girl, she must be in maybe DSS1 or so. She ran to me and said, please, we also need red roof here. And I got to know the history of that New Era College. It was built by our late elder statesman, Dr. Samuel Ogbemudia. It was the most beautiful school in Benin at the time. Yes. That's why they call it New Era. But the new era has become a dilapidated era. And I said to those children, I will build an even more modern secondary school. And we completed it. We got President Buhari to come and commission it. We had furniture in the school, all the classrooms. I still have the videos of those young boys and girls, secondary school, jubilating, singing. It was electric. The only thing I couldn't finish before I left was to first round the college. As I left, the padlock, what I call, we changed the name to immortalize Dr. Samuel Ogbemudia for all his outstanding contribution to the development of our great state, or the then Benue state, which is Kure Edo State. Just to first round it, that has not been done. And till today, those poor children whose spirit fired me to get that job done, to build that school to world standards with courtyard, etc. They are still in the old abandoned building, and that college that was meant for them, they are not allowed to move into that college. Only a man or a woman who has no spirit, who has no feeling, who has no care, we abandon a school like that. The school is here empty, and the children are under the rain in an old building. They are not allowed to move in.
Because it's an impotent.
And now they use the hall, which I did, for what they call Edo Best. How can Edo be best when even the children meant to attend those classrooms are not allowed in? We decided to upgrade the College of Education in Ikiadolo to university so that they can produce graduates to teach in our secondary schools. How do you close a school of education or a university of education and you lie to Edo people that you are training teachers through consultancy? Where in the world do you train teachers through consultant rather than through formal structured institution? And as we speak, that place remains closed. The school. And then you watch television, and people say, oh, the man says from his sense, he can see teachers who are in school or who are not in school. Even in villages that have no light. How can you use Wi-Fi when you don't have light? You look at a man to his face and you are lying to him. Then I ask you to go to where they are producing ceramic tiles in Benin. That company was set up when I was governor. Yes, sir. I did not do MOU. No groundbreaking ceremony. We just do construction of a factory, and as we speak, it is working, it is producing.
Still working till tomorrow.
All the ceramic tiles we use for the Red Roof schools were produced by that factory. Then you go to the Chinese steel company at Gobaka, same neighborhood. All we did was to construct a road to that area, which is what you call infrastructure. And the Chinese built that company, and as we speak, they are making iron rods from scratch. I did not sign MOU. There is a glass factory also here in Benin Kingdom, producing and manufacturing glasses. part of which we use for our casement windows in our secondary school. I did not sign MOU. I can go on and on. When I assumed duty as governor of this state in 2008, those who fly frequently will agree that it was only one small grasshopper aircraft called Associated that used to come to Benin. By the time our 4 years into office, all the major airlines have started flying to Benin, and our hotels were always full. That is development. Azura Power Plant, I was the governor. They asked for land. We discussed with them. We agreed to give them land. I called the Eniges, spoke with the Oba Atokpehe. And the land was provided. And that land becomes part of a Edo State government share in Azura Power Plant. President Jonathan came here to commission it, to do the groundbreaking. But after they broke the ground, they could not go forward because there were other things they were not able to do. Then God brought President Buhari and the Vice President, and then a new Attorney General. The documents that the former Attorney General, other PDP refused to sign, this Attorney General, Malam Malemi, ensured that those legal obstacles were removed and Azura Power Construction Company started. And it has been finished. Did we sign MOU?
No!
So, government by MOU for MOU to MOU cannot bring what we call IMAC. If I ask you, who introduced IMAC? Why did we introduce IMAC? We introduced IMAC because for too long, previous PDP government will tell us, so amount has been earmarked. So school has been earmarked. So factory has been earmarked. Here. We say no. Now we want to see
Mark.
And I told you, Edo people, if you don't see it, don't believe it. That was the tradition. That was the vision. And when we were campaigning, we promised that this will be sustained. That is the benefit of continuity. I never imagined that someone who was my special advisor, who apparently didn't believe in this development, pretended as long as he did, and all of those projects, the one he can stop, he has stopped them. Some of you may have photographs, just to go to Sportsman Field, of the Oborame Square, where we had that acoustic water fountain.
Yes.
So people who are not in Benin said it was a Dubai picture we took. Do you remember now?
Yes.
Before I came in, that place was a pond where mosquitoes were not multiplying. We transformed it to a beautiful water fountain with acoustic sound. I remember going there in the evening with my wife, with so fresh air, and I see young couple when they marry, they go there to take pictures. Again, that project is abandoned. Let me ask you, all of these things I've mentioned, do they have to do with my person?
No.
They have to do with the welfare of Edo people. The promise for sustainable growth and development. You want to create jobs, you start by dismissing people. You want to create jobs, you do MOU, you spend billions of naira in consultancy. Now, I ask you, you are young people, and if you can work as much as you did here, go to the place they misled our Vice President, Professor Osibanjo, to do groundbreaking for what they call 24-hour industrial park, where industries will set up and they will be producing everything. I go there. The place is now a thicker forest than it was before the vice president came to do ground breaking.
Audio project.
The ground they broke has been solidified. And the small room they put the red carpet, even the air conditioner, they have removed it. I challenge them to show the picture of the industrial park. Then you talk about Gele Port. You are going to create a gypsy port so that people importing goods don't need to go to Lagos. They will just come here. Everybody was happy. We were there. How many years later? There is nothing, no way. Have you seen the Gele Port? No. No. The Gele Port is released tomorrow. You will find it in various parts of the city. Where vehicles sank every day. So I am back to take this message across the length and breadth of Edo State. I am proud to say that every ward of the 192 wards, we build a number of schools across Edo South, Edo Central, Edo North. And they are there. They are still very there. We are going to ask him to show what they have done. I am very happy. And this is the last point I will make. I've heard some people saying, how can a man who was qualified to be governor in 2016, they now say he's not qualified in 2020.
Not the result.
Now, as the governor, I never had cause to ask GO, where are your certificates? I believe him on his face value. This is probably my fault. When I listen, those are probably carrying my fault. I assume a man who says he manages this, manages that, I believe he clearly will have his papers complete. It was after we have feeded him for the election that the PDP went to court to challenge his eligibility to contest the election. Now, this is not a secret. Even the then chairman of PDP publicly displayed the fake certificate, showing that the man had only 3 credits. I am sure many of you who are graduates, you know you cannot get admission direct to a university with 3 credits.
No way.
You must have 5.
Yes.
English and math.
So PDP went to court to say, how did you go to university with 3 credits? And they went to court. Our lawyers, unable to find answer, look at the technical loopholes in the PDP legal suit. They discovered that they filed out of time. And the matter was statute bar because it's a pre-election issue. That is how that case was struck out, but it was not dismissed.
At all. We are working it up.
Calm down, it's really a point.
Listen, when you say Oshomole never failed, that is not true. On the matter of this man that is going now, I failed that subject. Because I could never have imagined he will send innocent people to prison. Women for not paying they went to prison, and I'm told 1 or 2 or 3 delivered inside prison. I could never have imagined that anybody will do that. So on that one, I failed. If you say I never fail, me, I will not say, oh, that one I failed. But just to say that there is nothing personal. When they begin to say, Godfather, Godfather, I ask them, how many commissioners did I nominate? How many advisors? How many special assistants? What contract did I ask you to award? Which one did I ask you to cancel? But I was concerned that this project that we agree on, they were not going on. Now, can I be happy if as a governor, I sign into law converting a college of education to a university, and 2 years later, you revise it? When we promise Edo people continuity, is that continuity?
No!
I mean, I can go on and on and on. I can go on and on and on. And we sat down to design public schools and said we want to build public schools that will be as beautiful or even more beautiful than private schools, so that the children of the poor don't attend schools that make them feel inferior when they grow up. Because the environment you grow up can affect your psychology. That's why we build those schools. And I'm happy that by the time I left Edo as governor, we took the 3rd position in WAEC and 2nd position in NECO. Today, where is Edo position? Where is the ranking of Edo in WAEC and in NECO? That is the best way to measure. Not the one you advertise that from your classroom you can see whether teachers are in or out.
Lie.
That's exactly how not to lie.
That's calm.
So let me conclude by saying I am very grateful that you are all here. I am back home.
Yes, the meetings are short. But we go with you.
And the only task we all have now together is to go to every ward, every unit, every local government, every community, and remind them of where we stopped and ask them, since I left, what is the new thing that they brought? I accept my fault, but if you have made a mistake and you are alive, even the Bible tells us we should make effort to correct the mistake. Now, correcting the mistake means we must now bring someone who understands that you cannot be a governor unless the Edo people vote for you, you campaign for them, you convince them that you are a man that can be trusted. And that is why if I fail a GO exam, by the special grace of God, the exam will be A1. Once we have accomplished that, we can then because it is not unusual for one to misread people. But it will be unusual if after misreading them, you continue on that ruinous path.
Yes.
We have a duty to correct it.
Yes.
So, and I assure you, there are no personal issues whatsoever. No personal issue. I hear some people say Oshomole has lost his position as national chairman. All right. Is it my father's job? No. Now, I remember in 2007 when we started this project, I used to say, 2007, gentlemen, gentlemen, 2007, gentlemen, 2007, gentlemen, the whole idea then, which is what it is today, is to tell every Edo man and woman to recognize that they have power and that they are not weaklers, they are not mushrooms. that working together we can defeat the PDP rigging machine. And we defeated them. And we have sustained the defeat. And explain why GO must GO. You know the meaning now?
Yes, sir. Why GO must go? Why GO must go back to Lagos?
God will never say he must go.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Silence.
I have watched some videos where they are showing what I said of Pastor Ezeyamu when I was marketing Obaseki.
Purely marketing.
All right.
Purely marketing.
Let me speak to that briefly. When you are selling Toyota, you cannot promote Mercedes.
At all. Not possible.
If you tell the people Mercedes is better than you touch your Toyota,
At all.
that they have. They even said at a point he was worse than me. Because PDP never said anything good in me. All right. They took him to court that he's a fraud. He forged the certificate. This PDP. What had changed? No, something changed. Something moved. You remember what the governor called tax collector?
Yes.
When they collected the taxes,
Yes, sir.
then the certificate became okay. But let me, because they know that the man who has forged document, even if you vote for him, you saw what happened to us in Bayelsa.
Too bad.
So I need to assure you that the decision of the screening committee to disqualify the city governor was based on the evidence supplied by PDP, which we found to be correct. And you do not repeat one mistake twice.
At all.
And asking, we publish them, but I get many of you may not read newspapers. You swear to affidavit. I went to a Gosa Grammar School. And you graduated in 1976. But meanwhile, the photocopy of the certificate you attached, certified by INEC, says you graduated in 1979. When you lie on oath, what is it? So I want people to know that his disqualification was because those documents are irreconcilable. And you are already aware, we have now filed, it was PDP that took him to court before, but they filed late.
Yes.
We have now taken him to court and we filed early. By those documents, he will need more than miracles to explain how giving credit, religious studies, history, and geography. You will need miracles. Number two, we have the document which is submitted that he went to Institute of Continuing Education for A-level. All right. Any of you ever did A-level? I'm not sure many of you will do A-level. But you don't do more than 2-3 subjects. The governor said he did 5 subjects at A-level. All right. So the certificate, Institute of Continuing Education, Unicity, there is no address. Even as a rock, it has address. You say State House, as a rock, Abuja. You don't just say State House, Abuja. And it is not on letterhead, it's on ordinary typing sheet. Then that one says he attended the school from 1975 to 1976, and then from Ibadan, 1976 to 1979. Then you ask the question, were you doing NYC in Benin, 1976, and at the same time in Ibadan, in 1976? You know, once you lie once, you will need series of lies to sustain one lie.
Exactly.
For me, we should be looking at post. God willing, by November 12th, inshallah, by the special grace of everything will change. So I want to thank you. I believe you are a little more informed, or rather, I don't get more informed. Just to remind you of the issues, there is nothing that is personal. Yes, sir. And so those who are talking, all this, they have to look. Have you heard me make any statement all this period?
No. No.
I never, because I have a problem. I cannot amplify what is not right when I'm chairman of the party, and this is my state. So I have to take the punches as the lie I watch. For 2 years, they had the monopoly of dishing out all kinds of falsehood. But I know that this occasion will come. Where we say, bring your record, I bring my record. Bring your IOU, MOU, I bring my IMA. But the good news, Eze Yamu is not a stranger to any of us. He will, at least, if he does anything that is not in the interest of Edo State, you can go to your various churches and call your pastors and say, talk to the pastor. The problem now is we cannot have somebody to complain to. So when the man take every job to Lagos, I think it's one of the guys here who brought me a menu card during the first anniversary, a menu card printed in Port Harcourt. And the guy said, when we are telling you that this man, everything is by consultants, not by Edo people. When we are doing posters, they were printed in Benin or anywhere in Edo State. But now to print menu card for first anniversary, they were printed in Port Harcourt. Everything is consultant, and all the consultants are from Lagos. But many days for consultancy, 1 day for that time has come. Thank you so very much. Remember,
You are welcome, sir.
we have a tradition. We work hard to win votes. We don't rig elections. We will not return to the primitive era of election rigging. During my election, not one person was shot in 2012, and I won in all the 18 local governments. The election that is coming, by the rare grace of God, there will be no violence. And those people will, in full freedom, transparently, vote either for MOU or vote for IMAC. May God guide us as we proceed with this project. Now we have to sing our song. We are what God says we are. We are what God says we are.
introduce them. All right, my people. That was the national shaman, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, addressing the press. I just gave a very nice press brief, which contains everything as it concerns Obaseki's chances in the forthcoming gubernatorial election. Now, this is the analysis. In 2016, while Obaseki contested under the All Progressive Congress, Obaseki rather was not having the certificate. Oshiomhole had that Obaseki has these things with him. The certificate, he went through school and through him too. But to our surprise, as I was saying, PDP filed a petition against Obaseki that he was not qualified because of the fact that he has no certificates. But PDP missed it because they filed very late. It became a pre-election matters. But right now, Obaseki is running under the People's Democratic Party. APC has not missed it because APC has filed early enough. Because right now, the problem is if Obaseki will escape this trap already set for him by the APC, because there's no way you can go through university without your complete 5 credits. That's the problem we are having right now. Sorry, that's the problem Obaseki will be having. And with this, I must say Obaseki is not in the race. PDP has missed it. They are not in the race. The people who are in the race is Pastor Osagie Ize-Iyamu of the APC and other political party, but minus the PDP of Godwin Obaseki. Anyway, if you just watch, please kindly share this broadcast. Share it so well, because it is obvious that we have been exposed to the truth. So we all know the truth right now. Oshiomhole worked. He did not sign any MOU. Oshiomhole constructed road with walkways. He did not sign MOU. But Obaseki has not single road. So what is this Ize-Iyamu is coming to do in Edo State is to continue with the legacy of Comrade Adams Aliu Oshiomhole, who did well as a governor in Edo State. Street light today we don't have any longer. All we have to date is Oshiomhole that did it all. So on this note, kindly share this broadcast and take the message home. Take Oshiomhole's message to your world, to your unit, to your local government, to your community, to your churches, anywhere in the world. Take this message there. Thank you very much and God bless you all. All right.